I don't see anyone inside this room yet, so... Okay, cool. We have some people coming in. So go ahead and switch to that new live stream link. Okay, hey, Daria. Okay, so people are coming in. Okay, perfect. So let me end this live stream. Okay. Sweet. Well, I'm glad it's a lot better. So hi everyone. Sorry about that. So I'm not too sure what the problem is. I don't know if it's a Wi-Fi problem or if it's a laptop problem. If it's a laptop problem, then I have to go return this laptop. Yeah, and I'll probably just go get one of the new M1 MacBooks. All right, so everyone, I'm really sorry. Go ahead and paste your questions again below. I have some of them over here, but just so everyone else can see them. So I'll go ahead and start answering the questions again. I'm really sorry about that, guys. Okay. I'm doing well. A lot better. Perfect. Are you from India? So I am not from India. My family is from India, but I was born and raised in the U.S. So I've never actually. The reason I say that is because I've never actually like lived in India. I visited a couple of times, and I think it's a really cool place to go to. And I might go this January. We'll see. I have a cousin's wedding going on, but I'm not too sure how solid the COVID situation is in India, and if I were to get sick, how accessible healthcare might be. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. If I end up going to India, I will let people know. If I do go, I'll be in the Chennai area. If anyone does want to meet up. Hey, Guy Thompson and Damon, great to see you guys are in the Dallas Fort Worth area. So I know Damon's definitely from the Fort Worth area. You've shown him to a couple of live streams and told me about that. Yeah, everything is going well this week. So I'm currently still in Dallas Fort Worth. So for anyone wondering, I'm going to be moving to Seattle on November 12th. So I'll be leaving Dallas from then over there. All right, so let's go ahead and start doing questions. Okay, so Ajinkya Yermakar, how do you go about developing metrics KPIs for processes in your org? So developing KPIs is entirely dependent on your understanding of the business. So you need to understand, let's say you work in supply chain, right? You need to understand what aspect of supply chain you want to improve, how the supply chain works, what aspect you want to improve, and then what measurable metric can be maximized or minimized and measured easily in order to actually improve a business condition. So the way I like to set KPIs is I like to list the business condition at the top. What is this KPI even for? And for anyone that's wondering, a KPI stands for a key performance indicator, and it's a number that business people like to use in order to determine if the business is doing well or not. And one problem you can end up with KPIs is that people start working for a number instead of working for the business. And so it's really important for people to always understand why they are, why the KPI even exists. So I highly recommend if you do that, go ahead and make sure that you list the business objective that you're trying to improve as well. So Balaji Koma, please make a statistics course with practical implementation. So actually Balaji, I haven't made like a statistics course per se, but I have a series of videos, that I'm doing on my channel. Let me show you. Called Practical Statistics for Data Scientists. So if you see over here, see Practical Statistics for Data Scientists, Practical Statistics for Data Scientists. Those are videos I'm doing that are similar. It's not quite a statistics course, but we go over a lot of great statistics concepts. So does that answer your question, Balaji? Like I do kind of have videos on that. Tejith J, why did you stop doing study with me sessions or else start work with me sessions if you're busy working? So the reason I stopped that is because of the, I can't live stream from my laptop, it looks like while I'm here. Well, okay, here's what I need to do. I need to go somewhere where I know the Wi-Fi is good and try live streaming from this laptop and see if it's a laptop problem or if it's a Wi-Fi problem. Because right now, currently, I'm on my cell phone network. So, that I've changed two factors and I can't tell which one is actually the problem. So long story short, Tejas, the reason I stopped them is because I came home and I can't live stream from my laptop anymore, which I need for a study with me session. I think. Yeah, I think I need a laptop for a study with me session. Maybe I don't actually. It's a good point. Yeah. Let me see how I can go ahead and start doing those again. I know that live stream was quite popular. Daria Shatila, what's the best source to get free data sets? Data.gov and Kaggle.com, or wherever you're from. So if you're from the US, data.gov is amazing. Or if you're from another country, your government probably has a website with a bunch of great data sets on it. Romail Hafiz, great to see you. Guy Thompson, great to see you. Romail Hafiz, hello from Nebraska. Cool. Nitesh Rati, hello sushi. Is that a typo? ASH, hi, I'm an electrical engineer, but need to change software engineering. Please share your thoughts. So that's a little bit difficult. I'm not a software engineer myself, but I would ask you, how good are your programming skills, and do you know how to program well in a single language at least? Goel Biju, what would you say is a good way to start learning data science in your spare time? I'd say pick up a programming language like Python or R. That is the reason I stress that a lot, is because that will get you to implementation of data science stuff very quickly. Obviously, here's the thing. At the end of the day, the programming language is actually not like the core of data science. It's just a tool by which you do data science. But by knowing how to use that tool, you can kind of like, finesse your way into the field. Shubham Das, how do you get a job as a fresher? What things to do for non-CS transition? Okay, so that's where this book is actually quite useful. So I'm still reading it, but I will let you guys know what I think about it. And there are a lot of things you can do as someone who is still in college. I would go ahead and see if there's anyone in your college who got placed in a data science program, and go ahead and copy their resume as far as like the basic structure of it and everything, obviously with your own experience. And go ahead and see what you can do that is similar to how they got a job. That's what I would recommend. How important is DSA for a data scientist role? DSA, what was that again? Someone said something. What does DSA mean again? Someone used this acronym before, and I didn't know what it meant, and then someone corrected me. DSA meaning. Could someone tell me what DSA means again? I forgot. Data structures and algorithms. That was it. Not too important. You should know some basic ones, but it's not too important. Where is the coffee, Rahul? Okay, here it is. It's iced coffee. Barcelona, dude, I love Barcelona. I went there when I was in high school. Amazing place. Really cool. I really want to go again. It was the bomb. One of my favorite places in the world. Okay. What's up, Paolo? It's great to see you. Okay. So, Malisha Kapugamage. Interesting name. Let me know if I didn't pronounce that correctly. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that very badly. I have a strange question. How do we know when we're finished learning data science? You're never done. So there is a great video I recommend watching called The Infinite Game. Let me see if I can link it. Let's see. Yeah, The Infinite Game. This is a great talk by Simon Sinek, or Sinek, or however you pronounce his name. Yeah, you can watch this 3-minute one down here, or this 25-minute one over here. But I don't know how to actually like. How do I actually comment on my own live stream? Does anyone know how I like type stuff on my own live stream? Okay, let's see. YouTube, how to chat in my live stream mobile. Okay, to post in live stream, click into where it says say something and begin typing. And then click the send icon. Swipe up from the bottom of the phone. No, it's not letting me do that. I feel really dumb in like not knowing how to do this. Live chat, super chat, none, top chat. Okay, how about this? Let me go to YouTube, and then I'm going to go to my channel. I'm going to go over here. Okay, and then I will post it over here. There we go. So, Yeah, go to chat via your this is actually, my God, YouTube, it is simultaneously the best and the worst platform I've ever used. I don't understand it. It's like you have some of the best software engineers working for you and you don't have a chat function in your like live stream on your phone, and like mobile is king today. I don't understand. Anyways, so the original question was, how do you know you're done studying for data science? And I think that's just the wrong way to go about thinking about the question. If you're like you're never done learning how to study for these types of fields. These types of fields you study forever, and you still won't know everything. And stuff changes all the time. Like what I knew 2 years ago, is what I knew 2 years ago doesn't necessarily apply today. But if the question is, how do I know when to start applying for jobs? I would say once you need to go look at some job descriptions, see what they're asking for in your region, and then learn, like, I'd say 60% of those skills. Once you know about 60% of those skills and you can interview confidently, I'd start applying if I were you, if that's the question. Hello, hello, everyone. Gustavo Araujo. Hello from Brazil. I'm loving your videos. Well, hello, hello. I love Brazil. Really cool country. I really want to go one day. Sounds like a really cool place. Uh, Xenia Lysenkov. Hi, I just popped in. Is this live stream on a regular basis? It's really good. Hey, thank you so much. I'm really glad you like it. If you really like it, go ahead and like the live stream. Like it, press the like button. It's really helpful for the YouTube algorithm. And yes, I do this live stream every Thursday morning, US time. So it is every Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, US time. And I do one on Fridays usually. The Friday one is less reliable because it's a Friday evening. Stuff is going on sometimes. But yeah. Dodo Bird Unit. Damn, almost 50K subs. I was here when you had less than 10K. Hey, thank you so much for being here from the beginning. Yeah. Shashank does this regularly, but his coffee drinking varies. That is very true. I'm not always drinking coffee. That is very true. It's kind of like a joke now, so now I just have the same one over and over again. Love from Kazakhstan. Well, thank you so much. Kazakhstan sounds like a cool place. I really want to go there as well. Hello from Singapore. I went to Singapore a couple of years ago. Amazing place. Absolutely loved it. I was telling my girlfriend I want to have my honeymoon in Singapore because it's such a uh, great, like such a cool place. All right, so let me go back to answering some of the questions over here. Rahul Aladi, is it important to do masters in top 100 universities of the U.S. to get a decent data analyst and data scientist job? I would argue yes. I would say if you're going to go do a master's, you need to aim for a good university and the best university you can get, because people like judge you based on the university you came from. So you might as well go to a good one. Otherwise, a lot of the stuff they teach in a master's program you can learn by yourself. So really, like by going to a master's program, you're kind of there to like get the verification. And the verification means a lot more if you get it from a good university. So I would highly, highly recommend going to a highly ranked university if you're able to. Now, that being said, if you are not from the US, getting a master's degree can be a great way to more easily get an H-1B visa. So that's a bit of a separate discussion, which I'm not very qualified to talk about, but I know the basics of it. Does statistics matter for data science? Very much so, raw vlogs. Statistics is core to data science. Even a lot of machine learning algorithms, at the basic level, a lot of them are like just statistical stuff. Now, when you start getting into stuff like neural networks and boosting algorithms and stuff, it gets very different. And there's in chapter 3 of practical statistics for data scientists, I'm actually going to be going over the difference between statistics for statisticians and statistics for data scientists. So we'll be going over that very soon. Romeo Hafiz, can you quickly explain how to organize your Python project files after creating minimal DS base and mini conda command prompt? Thank you. So usually what I do is I create a new folder for every project, and every script, for every major step of the project, I'll create a new script. And in that script, I'll say script 1, script 2, script 3, and then have a description at the end of it in the file name. And I think that's really good because oftentimes whenever I come back to a project after a couple of months, I need to know which script to go look at first or run first. So that's how I would generally recommend sorting it. All right, let's see what else has popped up in the beginning. It looks like we have some good people coming in. A good number of people coming in. Roadmap on data science. How much good do you have to be? Hyote, great to see you. Great to see you. Thanks for joining. Hyote she shows up to a lot of my live streams. So if you show up to a lot of the live streams, I start to like recognize you. Guilherme Santos, I think you were on the last one. Looks like you have a good audience from Brazil too. Yeah, yeah. I was checking it out. Like on my live streams, I get a decent number of Brazilians coming in. I'm actually so I know Brazilians don't speak Spanish; they speak Portuguese. But my understanding is that it's not uncommon for Brazilians to like know some Spanish. Someone correct me if I'm wrong about that. But I was actually thinking about getting some of my videos translated into Spanish because I'm getting a decent Latin American audience. Let me know if you guys think that that would be a good way to like boost some of my views if I could get like subs in Spanish or something like that because it would be a bit of a cost for me to like get things subbed. Um, but I think getting it subbed in Spanish would be easier than most other languages. All right, so let me go back to answering some questions. Wow, we have a lot of questions coming in. So if anyone is interested, feel free to send a super chat, even if you send like the minimum amount, whatever that is. I answer super chats first, just as a heads up. Let's see what we got. Because we have a lot of questions coming in. And be sure to like the stream. Okay, so what's the next question? Okay, Jayanth Chundru, what is the motto of starting this channel? Basically to teach people about the world of analytics. It is I think at my first job, we didn't have much of an analytics implementation. So when I started like doing stuff, when I started like learning stuff, and I would like do stuff for people, they would be in awe of like what I did. But what I did wasn't very impressive, at least in my opinion, and was very learnable. More importantly than anything. I think now I've reached a point where I'm like, oh yeah, no, the stuff I do is actually kind of impressive. But you can build up to that level quite easily, and I would say I think for me, I wanted to like spread knowledge of how accessible this field can actually be, and that was really the motto of starting this channel. So, oh, whoops. Farzan Khan, if I have to fetch data at 10 a.m. from a database, process it, and send it to in an email all using Python, what's the best way for deploying such a setup? Is a cron job the way to go or something else? I think a cron job is the way to go. For anyone wondering, a cron job is, so basically what a cron job is it's like a application in Linux that allows a Linux server or like Ubuntu or whatever to automatically run a program at any given time. You can do the same thing in Windows using I think it's like Windows Task Scheduler or something, and then it's like Automator in Mac. But basically, what he would do is he would create a Python program, put it on a server that's just and then a server is just a computer that runs 24/7. That's really all they are. I mean, they can get more complex than that, but for our purposes, that's really all it is. And then he sets up a cron job, which basically tells the server, which the servers tend to be Ubuntu or Linux, run this Python script at this time of the day. If it's a Windows server, then you would just use Windows Task Scheduler. So Farzan Khan, in my experience, yeah, that's a solid way to do it if your company doesn't already have like a process to handle this stuff. So Atharva Atale, hi Shashank, I just got a job as a data analyst. I'm learning Power BI and Talent right now. How can I milk this opportunity? I would want to say just like doing a good job and stuff. I would say go ahead and talk to as many people as you can and learn as much about the company as you can, and start doing some stuff that you're like some extra projects on the side inside the company. I think that's how you can like make an impression on people. And congratulations on getting the job. How to learn efficiently as a self-learner? That's a deep question, man. I would say find out what's your best learning style. So for example, like I'm someone who works really well in like these like rapid sprints. And by doing that and because of that, I can't do the same thing every single day. So instead of trying to force myself to like work every single day at the same thing, what I do now is I actually will do YouTube one day, then consulting the next day, then some third thing the day after that. And then I kind of like repeat that cycle. And I'm a lot more effective when I do that. Someone like my brother, for example, he's a lot more consistent. And what he'll do is he'll actually like do like the same thing every single day. And that works better with his like, his style of learning and his mentality. So I think the key to learning efficiently as a self-learner is understanding how you learn best and managing your learning schedule around that. Don't try and force yourself to do stuff that like, or don't try to force against your base nature. That's not saying don't work hard. You have to work if you have a tendency to not work hard. You're gonna have to fight that, but find a way to minimize the amount of your personality that you have to fight against. That's what I find to be very useful. BAce, he is American. So, what part of India are you from? So my family is from Chennai. So we're Telugu, but we're from Tamil Nadu. But we've been from Tamil Nadu for so many generations that like we're basically Tamil at this point. Um, Guy Thompson, yeah, thank you so much for the overview. Yeah, cron job, Linux, task scheduler, Windows, cloud scheduler, GCP, and automator for Mac, I think. So Mandeep, I feel like I answered your questions. Guy Thompson is correct too. Have passion, start habits. Habits are what keep you doing stuff. So for me, I'm in the habit of releasing a YouTube video about once every 1.5 weeks. Um, and that makes everything, that makes it easier for me to keep doing it over and over again. Are you into combat sports? Any idea how data analytics can be applied to combat sports? I really want to get into it. So I'm going to be moving in about a month or so, and then I'm going to be starting a gym membership and like hopefully a sport of some kind. And I would love to get into a contact sport of some kind. All right. Derek Blasido, greetings from Peru. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Okay, so let's see what else I may have missed. Oh, Mindful J, what is your reasoning for using mostly Python? This is a really good question. Thank you for asking this. Okay, give me a second. So when you're working in the world of data analytics and data science, right, you can use any language, but really most data scientists will use either R or Python. So you can use any language. You could even use Java or like Julia for like data or for like data science. But I feel like you should kind of just stick with like what the majority of people use. That way you can work better with more teams. The reason I chose to pick Python when I was deciding which language I wanted to learn between R and Python is because Python is a general purpose programming language. So the way I saw it is that if I got into this whole data science thing and I didn't like it, the worst case scenario is I would have like a language that I could potentially become a software developer with. I could become a Python developer of some kind, or I could take the skills I learned in Python and try and learn a different language. Like it would still be a lot of work, but Python being a general purpose programming language that isn't like focused on the idea of statistics, like Python molded to become really good with data analysis and data science, but it itself is very much a general purpose programming language, whereas like R is a language made for statistics. That is why I primarily choose to use Python. And I'm very much of the opinion that if you can keep a workflow in one language or in one set of tools, you should, unless there is some major advantage to using a different tool. And so that's why I like to keep most of my workflows in Python as well. I think it makes it easier because if, for example, I have a client and I create a workflow for them, and I'm not available in the future after the contract is over to go ahead and edit the workflow. They don't have to hire people with multiple talents. They just have to find a Python developer, and that Python developer will fix whatever problems they may have. So that's why I choose Python. I'm not saying it's the right decision, but there is a lot of logic behind it. Can you learn both? Oh, 100%. Yeah. I'm trying to learn R right now. And I think you should have some familiarity with both for sure. But if you were to ask me, a lot of people will tell you learn whichever one you want. If you were to ask me, I would recommend Python unless you're going onto a team where R is primarily used, in which case you should learn R. So that's one of those questions that I don't think a lot of people give a clear answer to, that I have a very like, I think you should learn Python personally. I feel like it gives you more flexibility at the cost of being slightly harder to learn than R. Let us see what the next question is. Do you want to move to Seattle or do you have to move to Seattle? Oh, okay. So I want to move out of the DFW area. I've been here for 14 years. I spent 4 years in Atlanta for college. But I want to move because I just want to change a pace. I want to do something different. And my company is in Seattle, but they keep delaying what the move-in date is, and I don't want to like delay my life. Basically because my company can't decide when they want people back in the office. So I just decided to like move on my own dime. Like they gave me a move-in package and everything, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just like move on my own dime, whatever. So that's why I decided to move. So and I'll be getting some. I'll make sure to invest in some hardcore internet. That way, streaming from my apartment will be really cool. So I'm really excited to give you guys an apartment tour when I move in. I'll be moving in on a Friday. So that evening stream, I should actually be able to give you guys a tour of the empty apartment at least. And then hopefully by the Thursday afterwards, I'll have it like all decorated and everything. All right, let's see. What is the next question? Wei Heng from Singapore. How essential is Python to data analysts? I'm a marketing data analyst and I'm proficient in SQL plus Tableau plus data visualization tools, Power BI, and Tableau. So I think strictly speaking, you do not need to know Python to be a data analyst. What I will say though is that by knowing Python, you have unlocked a large an ocean of tools that are now available to you. Scikit-learn, TensorFlow, boosting algorithms. There's all this stuff that you can do at like even like just implement at a very like basic level, like statistical tools. There's all this stuff you can do that by learning Python you've unlocked. That while I would say a data analyst does not need to learn Python or R, I would highly recommend it if you already know SQL and Power BI/Tableau. It's not as hard as it seems. I have a free Python tutorial in my what do you call it? In my on my channel that I will link right now, and I teach you everything you need to know to get started with Python as a data analyst. So to answer your basic question, it's not essential, but I highly recommend it because it unlocks a world of opportunity, and I've found myself able to do so much more just because I know Python. Yeah, so I have just linked it below. It'll show up in a second. Do data scientists, okay, so Malisha Kapugamage, do data scientists need presentation and data storytelling skills? Yes, 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 100%. Unless you're like some like mega genius data scientist that can kind of like really lean on your analytical skills and like have someone else do the presentation for you, none of the analyses you do will make any sense to people if you don't have good storytelling skills. And let me defer this from software engineers. A lot of software engineers fix and create software that does very functional things. You know, like you can kind of just say what this thing does, and the value of that is very obvious. That's what a software engineer does. It's and nothing wrong with that. It's just different. You know, a data scientist oftentimes analyzing data is a less concrete thing to do. It's probably one of the reasons that data scientists generally don't get paid as much as software engineers at the higher levels. But it's not as concrete. So it's really important that you're able to tell a story with your data because the story communicates why what you're doing is important and why anyone should care. So I would say storytelling is a key skill for a data scientist or a data analyst because once you've done your analysis, you need to tie it all together in some qualitative story that you can actually tell your audience. Great question. Great question. You guys are coming up with some amazing questions this time. This is probably one of my favorite live streams, like this specific one. Anil Negi, please can you keep me as an intern? I am ready to work for free. I just want to learn from you. I'm not really looking to intern anyone right now. I just have too much stuff to do. I think if I was only doing my job and my YouTube, then I might, take up an intern. But I do my consulting on the side as well, which the combination of those three things really leaves me for like very little time while still having some free time to do anything else. So thank you so much for the offer, but I think for now I'm not really looking. Aditya Shakti. What is your first DA project? So I was supposed to join a couple of data sets to create a larger data set using a tool called Alteryx. So I'm preparing for data scientist. What videos of yours are helpful? My Python course, my Tableau course, my SQL course, and my videos on machine learning, and my videos on practical statistics for data analysts or data scientists. Those are my most useful videos. And we have 80 viewers on this live stream today. Great job. Thank you for joining, everyone. Make sure to go ahead and like the live stream. It's a great way to show YouTube that this is something worth showing. And this is the kind of content we want to keep on YouTube because there's so much clickbaity stuff on YouTube. And I really try to avoid doing that with my videos. I try to like show you guys like actual stuff. But YouTube doesn't really encourage that. So to make sure you like the video. Thank you so much. Hyote. It's been very hard applying to entry-level DADS roles. They require over 2 years of experience. So far, I've started studying SQL, Python, Tableau, and did one project. Well, great job, Hyote. I would say, so I'm going to be going over this book in a future video, and it has a lot of great tips for people that are entry-level. Don't buy it yet. Let me go over the video. I'm going to be going over some of the content in this book. I hope to have the video out in about 2 weeks because I'm going to be talking to the author Nick Singh, there's two authors, but Nick Singh, the author, will be available or will be on that video where we discuss this book and we'll be talking about getting a job as an entry-level candidate. Yash Ashara. What do you think about Excel? Is it powerful enough? Oh, and by the way, guys, I have to leave in 5 minutes. If you want your question answered immediately, go ahead and send a super chat, and I answer those questions immediately. Okay, so Yash Ashara, where are you? Listen to your thing on a podcast. I like you and your content. Thank you so much, Fine Flu. Could you tell me which one you listened to? I have I was on two podcasts. I was on Kenji's podcast, and I was on how to get a job in analytics. I'm just curious which one you heard me from. Raw vlogs. I'm halfway on my data science course. Should I start applying for data analyst or data science, or should I wait? Start applying immediately. That's my suggestion. Fuhan, do data scientists require a huge knowledge in math? They require a solid understanding of statistics. That's what I think. Linear algebra and all that other stuff, I think is useful, but statistics is like necessary. Yash Ashara, what do you think? Oh, thank you so much, Sion Dion. What a cool name. Thanks so much, man. I'm guessing you're in the US, right? Where in the US are you? So Sion Dion, I'm starting data science at UMGC. What advice would you give me? UMGC, what is that again? UMGC. University of Maryland? Ah, cool. Yeah, I was looking at this college. Okay, so if I were you, I would recommend take advantage of the fact that now that you have a student login, you have access to all these research papers that like for free. So what I would do if I were you, see which research portals you have access to, whether that's Springer or that's ResearchGate or whatever, and download as many papers as you can, because it's a blessing to get access to that many papers, unless you work in like a really high functioning organization, or you can make the value evident to your boss. You're not going to have that much access to research papers as you would. So I would highly recommend that. Make really good friends. Find a professor that you really respect. Make really good friends with them. Find someone to be a study buddy if you can. I highly recommend that as well. And let's see, what else? Yeah, I think that research paper thing is the one thing that people don't do enough of that I think you should really focus on. So Sion Dion, thank you so much for your contribution of $5. And I hope I answered your question. Let me know if you want me to follow up on that question at all. I'll keep a look on the bottom of the chat. All right, what else do we got? Manikandan Sankaran, thank you, keep up the good work. Well, thank you so much, man. I really try to give people as much value as I can here. Guy Thompson from Dallas-Fort Worth. Wait, are you from Dallas or are you from Fort Worth? If you're trying to break into business analyst, data science, you may need to broaden your job search to jobs parallel to DI. Yes, 100%, I think so. Don't be scared of not meeting all the requirements. Have some projects in a portfolio. 100%. I 100% agree with that. Also, I recommend cold emailing. It's a great way to get a job. Oh, wait, Calvin Joes, great to see you again. So, Calvin, you live in New York, right, if I remember correctly? Fort Worth, but I lived in both. So anyone wondering, Dallas, Fort Worth are like twin cities. It's kind of like Tokyo and Yokohama, Japan. If you know, like Tokyo and Yokohama are like right next to each other. Dallas and Fort Worth are kind of like that. And they have, the airport they have is funded by both cities and like in the middle of the two. So I like to call it the DFW Metroplex, because if you say that, then it's actually one of the biggest cities in America. Okay, so Calvin Joes. So Calvin's a regular on my live streams. Excuse me, sorry guys. Hey, Shashank, my 90 days is coming up on my internship. Excuse me, sorry. To turn into a full-time salary, currently at 23 an hour, 40 hours a week. I'm aiming for 60K. Is that asking too much, or do you think it's viable? I think it's viable. Not only is it viable, I think that like in New York, you should be getting paid that much. I think you should be getting paid 70K, honestly, in New York. New York's expensive, man. So I think 60K is more than reasonable. So yes, I think you're 100% on the track for that. 180 Digi. Shashank, I think you're getting big enough to need a chat moderator. Yeah, actually, I think I might. If anyone is interested in being a chat moderator, contact me on my contact me on my Instagram or my Twitter. Calamari Mari95. If you're a chat moderator for me, I'll give you my phone number as well. That way, I mean, because you're helping me out over here. Oh yes, Guy Thompson. I agree with Guy Thompson. 60K is low. My first job in Dallas, Texas, was 55K, and that's in Dallas, Texas. Like it's way more expensive to live in New York. So I 100% agree with Guy Thompson. When I say 60K is like fair to ask for, I mean like you should ask for more. The only problem I see is that they were only offering you 23 in the internship. If I were you, I think I would ask for at least 70K. Guy Thompson seems to have some great insights as well. So I would recommend following him as well. Yeah, so Calvin, feel free to send me a message on Patreon or on the Discord. Also, get excited for anyone on my Discord, which is available for Patreon subscribers. I just hired someone who's going to revamp the entire server and make it like one of those super cool like gaming servers. I mean, I'm not going to be gaming, but like it'll be one of those super cool gaming servers. So I'm really excited for that. So I'm hoping he's able to get me turned around in about a week or so. So yes, if anyone is interested in being a moderator for these things, I will give you direct access to like contacting me, obviously, if you're going to be moderating. Let me know on my Insta or Twitter. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to use a moderator, but I think I might need one. Yes, I really want to make over that Discord server because I want to give more value for my Patreon subscribers, and I think that is one way to go ahead and do it. So I'm kind of worried that they are going to give me the offer contract and I'll see a low salary number. I mean, I guess I would also ask. So here's the thing. Here's my advice. It is not at all wrong for you to take that. If when they give you a salary, right? Always negotiate back and always ask for at least 10% more. So if they come back with 50K, ask for at least 55. I would say even ask for 60. That's not at all insulting. And then what I would do if I were you, do your job over there, like work every day, but keep applying for other jobs. It's more than okay for you to apply for jobs while you're at your job. So if I were you, I would just take that job just so I'm getting experience and like the clock is ticking on my experience meter. And from there, go ahead and do apply to other jobs. That's what I would recommend. So yeah, everyone, go ahead and like this video if you can. So Guy Thompson, yes, there is a Discord server for the Patreon subscribers. I'm revamping all of it right now. That way, and I'll have a section for like everyone, but I'll have like a different section for the Patreon people. But yes, if you're on my Patreon, the Discord server exists. I haven't really done much with it, but I actually hired someone right now on Fiverr to revamp the entire thing for me. So I'm excited to see what they come up with. I gave them some ideas, like stuff I want and everything, and like how to make it more useful for people. So I hope that that'll be done in about a week or so. So fingers crossed, and be on the lookout for that. So Calvin Jones, I really hope that was helpful. So everyone, I need to drop my brother off at the airport. Thank you so much for joining me today. And thank you guys so much for all of the support and the love. And I do these live streams every Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern US time. And no, without further ado, thank you guys so much. And I will see you guys later.
Sorry.